Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I'd like to thank you for all your years of support through the years. As a result, this channel has grown and allowed me an equity partnership in carmarshal.com. Please take the time to check them out. They help you buy and sell your next car, even have a negotiating tool to save you from the hassle of haggling with multiple dealers. The link is in the description below. Please click and help support and give if you can too through PayPal or Patreon. Thanks again.
The first time we see Christopher Few, the driver Marksville deputy marshals pursued to this dead end, his hands are clearly up and out of the car. But the first thing you hear is deafening gunfire and sirens. The officer recording the scene calls it into dispatch, but it takes about 2 minutes for anyone to approach the SUV, first yelling at Few to show his hands.
Show me your hands, man!
It's at this moment the officers realize things are much worse than they already appear.
Oh.
The officer with the body camera walks back to the two men investigators believe fired 18 shots into the car, Deputy Marshals Norris Greenhouse Jr. and Derek Stafford. You can see Greenhouse's name there on his shirt. It appears that the officer whispers there's a child in the car, indicating Few's 6-year-old son, Jeremy Martis. You can make out Greenhouse saying, "Don't tell me that."
No, don't tell me that, bro.
It's also at this point that others arrive on scene.
I heard the shots.
And someone asks if the driver is armed.
They got any weapons on them?
I have no idea. Whenever I pulled on the side,
Investigators would later confirm that Few was not armed, despite conflicting early reports. Still, it takes some time for officers to render aid, asking several times for gloves as Few falls from the car.
You got your gloves? Who got gloves?
According to investigators, Officer Stafford fired 14 of the 18 shots. Right here, you can hear him ask if the driver is hit, before saying he did not know Few's son was there.
Is he hit at all?
who?
The driver.
Yeah.
I never saw a kid in the car, man.
Yeah, he's the kid is.
I never saw a kid, bro. He was telling him to stop.
Around 7 minutes in, the video shows the most disturbing part of this case. Though we have chosen not to show it here, the officer approaches 6-year-old Jeremy's lifeless body and checks for a pulse. Somewhere in the background, someone becomes physically ill.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud.
Chris Few's attorney said Monday police body camera video shows his client had his hands up and posed no threat as Louisiana police opened fire. The gunshots wounded Few severely and killed his 6-year-old autistic son, Jeremy Martis. Chris Few remains hospitalized and missed the family's funeral for his son. State police declined to comment, citing the ongoing investigation. Derek Stafford and Norris Greenhouse Jr. each is charged with second-degree murder and attempted second-degree murder. Both are being held on $1 million bond.
Cop who murdered 6-year-old boy allowed to take Caribbean vacation before trial. A former police officer who killed a boy and nearly killed his father was allowed to travel to St. Thomas and vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands. By Jack Burns, September 1, 2017. Marksville, LA. A high-profile former police officer who has been charged with the murder of an innocent child, is currently out on a $1 million bail and is awaiting trial, was allowed to leave the continental U.S. to enjoy a vacation at St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Norris Greenhouse Jr. is the second of 2 officers charged in the murder of 6-year-old Jeremy Martis. The first officer, Derek Stafford, was found guilty in March of manslaughter and attempted manslaughter in Martis' November 2015 murder. As TFTP's Claire Burnish previously reported, the shots were intended for Martis' father, whose ongoing dispute with Greenhouse culminated in the 2 officers firing multiple rounds into the SUV driven by Christopher Few, Martis' father. Captured on police dash and body cameras, the grisly incident stunned the nation, showing Derek, Stafford and a second officer, Norris Greenhouse, shooting irresponsibly into the vehicle driven by Christopher Few following a brief pursuit even though the father raised his arms in compliance with the cops' orders. In the video, the two officers appeared to immediately know they had crossed the line when approaching the vehicle they believed was only occupied by Few. They noticed Marty's dead body in the back seat. There were two other officers on the scene who did not fire their weapons and were therefore not charged. Advertisement. Stranger still, Greenhouse was not even an Avoyelles Parish police officer at the time of the killing. He reportedly had been fired for having an inappropriate relationship with a 14-year-old, a fact which will surely be presented as evidence in court. Read more. Woman serves stalker cop with a restraining order, so he killed her and shot her daughter. Concerns have now been raised by Avoyelles today the officer may attempt to flee justice. After all, it would be much easier for him to do so while in the Caribbean than if he were contained to the continental U.S. According to the report, the news Greenhouse was in St. Thomas may have come as a surprise to prosecutors as well. Prosecutors were apparently unaware of Greenhouse's out-of-country trip. The Louisiana Department of Justice had no knowledge that the defendant would be traveling to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Louisiana Department of Justice Press Secretary Ruth Wisher issued a statement Wednesday. Defense attorney George Higgins would not comment on his client's trip. Greenhouse has every reason to fear he will be the next individual convicted of the cold-hearted murder of little Jeremy Martys. His partner's trial ended in March with a guilty verdict and a lengthy prison sentence of 40 years handed down. Many believe Greenhouse may be getting financial help from others, evidenced by the fact the former officer was able to make the $1 million bail. Coupled with the fact his father is the assistant to, his out-of-country trip is now leading some to openly question whether he also has the resources to make a run for it. Even though he presumably is wearing an ankle monitor, and is very likely under the watchful eye of the federal government as well as bounty hunters, he may be able to escape, leaving many to incredulously question why someone who may be guilty of murder has been allowed to leave the confines of the homeland. Read more. After not being charged for stalking on duty, ex-cop murders multiple women, kept bodies in fridge. Quite possibly more disturbing than the federal government permitting Greenhouse to go on vacation in the Caribbean is the fact that he's also an alleged pedophile. As TFTP previously reported. In a recent court filing, Greenhouse was accused by prosecutors of having a habit of abusing the authority implicit in his badge to satisfy his sexual desires. According to the Associated Press, the Avoyelles Parish Sheriff's Office fired Norris Greenhouse Jr. for abandoning his job after the mother of a 14-year-old girl complained in 2012 that she found him lying on a sofa with her daughter while he was dressed in his sheriff's office uniform, prosecutors said in Friday's filing. He was also accused of attempting to get a 16-year-old girl to sext him by sending him nude photos of her breasts. With respect to Jeremy Martys, Greenhouse was reportedly obsessed with Few's girlfriend, Megan Dixon. When Few discovered Greenhouse had made more than a few unwanted sexual advances toward Dixon, Few reportedly told Greenhouse to stay away as any man would do. Greenhouse may have taken the threat so literally that he attempted to carry out his assassination on Few in an effort to clear the way for him and Dixon to have a relationship. The sick and twisted way Greenhouse not only supposedly led his life, but hid behind his badge in order to do it, ended in a hail of bullets which left Martys dead, Few wounded, and two former officers charged in connection with the child's death. How this guy is even allowed to bail out is a mystery to many. Now there's confirmation the out-of-control former cop has been allowed to enjoy a vacation in the Caribbean. You can't make this up. Read more. Drive-by shooting. Cop deploys taser from car window at boy on ATV killing him. Greenhouse has been charged with second-degree murder and second-degree attempted murder in the death of Jeremy Martys and the attempted murder of Christopher Few. His trial is scheduled for October 2nd. We will continue to report on this story as it unfolds.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel, and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts. 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. Is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that's that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know, we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself. 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not. They're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now, where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran in, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran in, no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.